Welcome to Trading Lounge and the daily US stocks for Tuesday, August 16. And I thought that I would just start with the chart that we started with yesterday, and just to get the basic pathway happening. Just to reinforce that a little bit. So we're looking at the S&P low volatility stocks and as an index, and we're looking at an A wave, a B wave and a C wave. And because this is in three waves, we know that the whole move down is corrective. Now we can just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for wave 1, A, B, C for 2 here, and go up for wave 3. Or the other pathway is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for wave A, and A, B, C here for the B wave, up for a C wave, and then down here, so a larger A wave, A, B, C for the B wave, and then down for the C wave, and then go up from that point. So we're just looking at two pathways, both quite simple. And thirdly, we know that the whole move down is corrective, so we will be making new highs. And looking at I'm not an expert in terms of economics, but the figures that are coming out, the CPI figures and that are coming out, everything's looking pretty good, really. But so I see sort of on those numbers, I see steady sort of growth, and that would fit either of these wave counts, but I don't see big bearish pictures at all. Just translating this particular pattern here, or this particular pattern in here, we've got 1 and 2 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I won't go to the intraday on this one, but these 5 waves up here, we can just look at the S&P here. We've got off the low here, we've got wave 1 and 2, and 1 and 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, and we're going up for the fifth wave here. We've got wave 1 here and 2 here. We've got 5 waves just about for wave 3 here, but it's a little bit short. But at the same time, it's kind of important to understand that we're at 4,300 here. So the market will do its little dance of a classic trading levels pattern across this level, and you can use group 1 above and group 2 below to capture the swing range for that particular wave 4, then wave 5 of 3, and then we have wave 4 that can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, and then up for wave 5, and then we have the ABC pattern here. Now in both cases, for the market to be in wave 1 up here, or an A wave up here, or 2 and a B here, all of this pattern here will be the same. So that's the good news, and it'll be same up here. So we'll look for opportunities in this leg here, and of course this leg here, and probably shorts on this leg, and maybe the third wave in the A wave here. So anyway, that's sort of where we are in a nutshell. So I also just need to point out too that these indexes, when we look at them, they're sort of moving averages of those blocks of stocks that are in those indices, those constituents. So there's always stocks that there's some that are leading, and some that are following, and some that have been through certain events that have thrown their wave count out into another sort of count. So we've got stocks like Facebook. Nvidia is a little bit like that. Apple has really sort of soared to the upside here. Microsoft and Amazon are lagging, but still got good patterns, and so on. So there's kind of a mixed bunch out there. So we kind of got to, doesn't matter what their count is, we have to bring it into this particular pattern in some way or another. So it might be counted differently, but we need to still work it that, when we get this top in place here, then this is the 61.8%. I'm just going to remove that. Yes. So, like Facebook, for example, we know that this market, just looking at the S&P, has got a little bit further to go up there, and then it's going to correct. Well, then this is what Facebook is going to do. So I don't particularly know what the count is, but I know what it's going to do. Okay, so there's that sort of scenario as well. Okay, let's move along. So Apple is one that has moved up a long way, and straight away you'll think, oh no, that's definitely bullish, Pete. We don't have an A, B and C here for a B wave and then down again. It's possible for the B wave here to take out the top over here. If we look at all of this as the A wave here and a B wave here, it can take out the top here and then move down again. Anything is possible, so we just need to be prepared for it. I'm just like to look into the crystal ball and see what can play out. But with this particular stock here, yesterday we also looked at, we're counting this up as 1 and 2 here and going up for the third wave, like the S&P and the NASDAQ, and the fourth and the fifth, and then the ABC here, and then going up from that point. Now, this particular stock may be just doing its own thing. This can be counted up differently here. I'm not going to go into it today because I went into it yesterday, which basically would leave this not pulling back into this here so much, but in a way just having a smaller pullback and then continuing to move up here and giving us a classic trading levels pattern across the top here. I won't go into this today because we went into it yesterday, but it's just good to go over and repeat things and look at things. So I won't waste any time on this. I'm just going to go straight to the 100 tick chart. I won't work our way in through the bullish counts and everything else. We've got this trend line coming through the top here. I'm going to remove that now because we'll just use the wave count, and we're in minor group 2 here at the moment. So 65, 72 and 80, and we're going to go from the daily to the 100 ticks. Might need to bring in a bit more data, I think. Yep, so not too much, maybe there's plenty too much. So yeah, look, in a nutshell, we're just looking for a top here. So we're looking at wave 3 here and 4 here, and then we've been counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1, ABC for 2. Yesterday we were in amongst this mess, which we could see is the third wave here. I can see that this is wave 1 here, and all this is the third wave here, and this is the fourth here, and then we've got some sort of 1, 2, 3, 4 here and 5. So this has got to move up a little bit further, come back, test the 72, and then push up here. Look, normally they'll get to the 80 up here, but will it get there? Probably, but we'll just be mindful that it might fall short at 178 or 176.50 or something of that nature. But we don't have to worry about that today. We can move the stop up to here at the moment. We don't want to get stopped out at this point. If you want to take some money off the table here, wave 3 is a great place to do that, anywhere at 173. This is this trend line coming through here, roughly speaking, so I'm going to remove that now because we can see where we are with all of this. We'll count this one here in detail as we move up, so we can peg the top for this market. But at the moment, we'll just leave this up here. If you want to take some money off the table here, then all that's good. Alrighty, so that's Apple. And Nvidia is out of whack a little bit. See, it's got a different low here. It's got the July low rather than the 17th of June like most stocks. So it's kind of in its own way, but we've got this clear 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here for 1 and 2 here, or an A wave and a B wave. So it's just lagging. This move here is lagging, you know. So I mean, when you think about it, if Apple has to just have a wave 4 here and a wave 5 to the upside, that could take 3 or 4 days or something like that, maybe. So then how far is this going to go? I mean, am I just going to get, so I can count this here as 1 and 2 here, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 to here, and that's 4, and then 3 rather, and 4 and then 5. So all of that's wave 1. So I could possibly, what I'm thinking here is I'll get wave 1 and 2 here, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave here, rather than wave C, a fourth, and a fifth wave. So that's going to give me 5 waves up there. So I'm thinking that maybe in this case we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 here, and then up for 1 here and back for 2 at this point. So this, we just have to be a bit careful with this one, I'm afraid. I could also look at it as an A wave down here, and then an A, B and C for the B wave here, and then down for the C wave over here for that to bring this in over here as 2 or B. So that's also possible as well. There's a few things that could play out here. It's lagging. So I know where it's going to go. It's basically going to do, it's going to finish this off here, then it's going to come back, and then it's going to move up here, and then it's going to have, while the other stocks are having its wave 4, then it will have this move here, and then it will move up here. So we may need to bring this wave 2 across. It's probably not the ABC, so I'm just going to remove that. We'll probably get the 5 waves up there, no doubt. So I'll leave that, I'll remove that. So that means that I need to remove that. Just thinking out loud on the hop, and that. So I'll remove that. That, we're going to be something, it's going to be deep though, that's the problem with it. I'll just see how it finishes off. You know, if you're long in this, that's okay, take it up to this high or a little bit higher. It may reach, it may be pulled up to the 200, but obviously there's been sellers here before, so we need to note that. But yeah, a bit of a tricky one, this one. I'll have to see how, it looks at that point. But that's the pathway that it will take. That's the pathway the market's going to go. Amazon, so Amazon needs to finish off here. We don't really have this 3rd wave finished in here just yet. That's very lazy, and then a 4th and then a 5th wave here for wave 3. Then we're going to have our wave 4 here, which the wave 4 can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, and then up for wave 5 here as wave A or 1, and then we're going to have our ABC pattern here, and then we're going to go up again. So this is across the 150, the medium level here. This is going to be the arrival here, so that will be the arrival, the reaction, first high above the level, the ABC pattern, and then so we'll be going long over here for this. So it's just a classic trading levels pattern that's occurring across this level here, and the idea is, in a nutshell, is to trade to this level here, take profit, and then we just wait for the signal over here, but we can build back in over here, and of course we can play in here and have a go in here and a few of those things. But if you don't know what you're doing, then don't do anything. Trade to here, get out, look for the next setup over here. As you get more skilled, then you can duck and dive and weave, and you got to be you have to be you know, trade when you're in a correction, reduce your position sizes and increase your position sizes in trends. Okay, so Meta platforms, this is another one that I don't know the count just up here just yet, because it's a little bit dodgy in here. I mean, I can see this beautiful 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. I can see the 5 waves in here. I can see parts of it. So what it should do is it should just follow the rest of the market. It should push up and then have an ABC pattern, and while the others are having a wave 4, and then push up here to a wave 5 at this point, and then have a bigger correction to the downside. This is probably the wrong wave count here, because as far as I can see, this should have, once it gets to here, have some sort of larger ABC pattern. It may even make a new low from wave 4 down to wave 5. That's what I was sort of thinking, you know. But I could be wrong, so don't pay too much attention to this wave count, but the flow of this is okay, you know. So that's what we'll sort of look with here. I have plonked a stop in there, and you'll just need to take profit somewhere into the 185 area there, 188 maybe, but 185 is going to be strong at that point. So not very good trading from here on in. We've had our fun really. Tesla here, we've got a nice 1-2, we're waiting for the third wave. I think we've got a little bit more of a push to go up here, but normally wave 3 happens across the old high, so there'll be a wave 4 that can pull back to that consolidation there. It could pull back to there. Look, it might, if it's a news event that makes that occur, then it may pop back and check on that level there. It'll be wanting to pull back to that point, but we've still got one more move up here, and then we've got an A and a B and a C wave here coming back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, or the 38.2% retracement level, which could be further up at this point, so we can just take it from here. We'll find that high there. That's the 38.2%, so we can just put this in here for the time being, somewhere into that space. And once that's occurred, then we'll see a push up into wave 5 of 1 or A at that stage. So that's our pathway. So, you know, we've had long trades in the market, and you may still be long. As I mentioned, I was long in the S&P, but exited, as I mentioned yesterday, at 43. So I'm not interested in chasing the last little bit up. For me, it'll be this wave 4 here going up into this up into wave 5 here. That's the decent risk reward here. The trick is not to lose. If you've made money in this trend or other trends, the trick is not to lose it here. Alrighty, Alphabet, as you know, I haven't really been paying much attention to it, but I have known the pathway, so we're still going to be moving a little bit higher here. So we've probably got, I think probably Wednesday, we could get the Wednesday high or something around the 125 area here, and then pull down at that point. And Microsoft, I'm just going to remove this here and you can take profit there. You can see that from here, we've got that nice wave 1 here, and this is 2 here. So we need to push up for wave 3 that's not finished yet, then 4 and 5. So getting close to probably 295, 298 would be okay, you know, to take some money off the table. Apart from that, the pathway is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5 for the third wave, fourth wave, fifth wave, then the ABC pattern over here. So once again, a classic trading levels pattern across the 300 here. And what have we got here? Berkshire Hathaway, so same. We've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think there could be one more little move up here too, but we've got the little fourth wave to go in and the fifth wave to go here. And then we're going to have the wave 4 that can pull back to the wave 4 of 1 lesser degree, or 38.2% from wave 2 low to wave 3 high. It'll be probably around where that wave 2 is here. Then we can just gravitate to the closest, largest number. But wave 5 will need to come in. Then the ABC pattern here, and this is where we want, this is the main trade over here, moving up into here, and hopefully we're lucky and we get we have a wave 2 rather than a wave B. If this is going to be wave 3 up here, it's going to move a little bit quicker than this wave, this first leg here. If it's going to be a wave from wave B here to wave C up here, then it's going to be a bit more lazier. It's going to be, oh, oops, a daisy, that was a, I wonder if that was some sort of Freudian slip. Yeah, anyway, wave C will be lazier going to the upside. So with this stock here, because it's so slow moving, we can move into, you know, we can trade up into this number here. But I have to say, whenever you're trading around a large number, use smaller position sizes, because any small event will pull the market back to that number all the time. It's like a magnet. It's hard for the market to leave it to the upside until it's spent time there and done its thing. So just be very careful about what you do around this level. This is the trade over here. So just don't lose money in the middle here. Just, if you normally trade 10 shares, then just trade, you know, 3 shares or something like that. You know what I mean? It just make it less. And square here, so from the low we're looking at 1 and 2 here, and 1 and 2, and nice strong third wave here, the fourth wave pull back to where it should be, and then we're just looking for 5 waves up, but it seems to be lagging a little bit, doesn't it, you know? So have I done something wrong, or could it be a more complicated wave 4 in play here? Or is it just lagging and it's going to catch up in some, you know, news announcement or something and just gap up to 3 and finish 4 and 5? I'm not sure, but it is lagging. Markets that lag normally catch up. So, yeah, but the same pattern here as well, as far as I can see, as wave 3, 4, 5 here for this. It's lagging a lot though. Most of the other markets are way up here in their third wave, you know. So something's not right here, but wave 4 coming back for wave 4 here, and then wave 5 up here, and then a larger ABC pattern. One of them will come back and probably cover that gap. That didn't get covered, so it's not really a covering gap market such. But anyway, and then up from that point. So yeah, that's it for that. Obviously that goes over to here. It's probably much smaller and tighter than the pattern that I've drawn, but that's the pathway. And the banks. And so the other markets that we looked at, this wave 3 here is something that we were just approaching over here. So I do think this is how I've counted it so far, but I think that we might need to look at it like that. So it might be, and I think the problem is probably here, because this was so messy across here, all of this. I put wave C here because it ended on a reasonable note coming down here, but I may have to have wave 4 starting from here and put this wave 1 here and this wave 2 over here, and putting this wave 1 here and building a bigger structure to the upside. So I'll just keep that in mind. But yeah, let's see. The next step for this market is to find support in 65, which is 36.50. Yeah, that's about right. So let's see if it gets support in. If it gets support in here, then it'll stay in group 2 here, and then we can work this higher over here for this. And then we could probably even leave this wave 4 here. It might just dip below the 36.50 into 36 because 36 and 37, they're very good at having tops and bottoms, but it's the 36.50 that is its balance point, and that's where we look for support and the trade setup on that particular number, which is part of minor group 2 in this case, 65, 72 and 80 here, well the 8. So that's that. And Goldman's is a little bit different. I've relabeled it actually as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 here and 5 for 1 and 2 and 1 and 2, and then building up to the 3rd, 4th, 5th for the 3rd here. So it's got a different count, but basically it needs to go to the 3rd, the 4th, and then the 5th. So it's got the same movements. Wave 4 normally breaks any trend line here for that. So it's got the same pathway, just a slightly different count in this case. So if you're long in Goldman's, I couldn't find Morgan's this morning, JP. So anyway, it doesn't matter too much. Let me have a quick look. I've got JP's here. So this is quite clean. We've got 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the 3rd, 4th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one's already approaching its high here. Maybe do we need to expand this? When I close the platform, any icons I got over here get squashed up towards the price. That's why that's like that. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. that looks, I'll probably have to expand this structure in some way. I'm just put it here first and get, so you've got the general picture. And then we've got this over here. I mean, it makes a nice third of the third here with all those gaps here. Makes a nice fourth wave over here, which that actually can go over to here. Yeah, so the only other thing I can think of is this is 1 and 2 here, leaving that there, and then looking at this as 1 and 2 here, and then 3, 4, 5 for the third wave, bringing this up here a little bit further. So I'll just keep an eye on this and just double check the other banks as well. I'll just put that wave 1 there. I mean, you should be able to hold long, still hold long here. I think the trick here is, though, this number here, the 123, that's the top of group 1. So this 10, 20 and 30, that's minor group 1, and this number 2 here, from 2 to 3 here, you'll count the Fibonacci numbers up here, 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8. They're the sub-levels within that structure. And between 2 and 3, there will be micro levels, the same numbers, 1, 2, 3, 5 and 8. So the thing here is that if this level here finds a tested support, the 123, then you know that it's leaving the closest largest number, and then it'll be moving up. So we can see here we've got 1, 2, maybe 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So it will react from here, but it may give you a classic trading levels pattern, and if it does that, that will be the first sign, or just even making a new high here, but this trade still needs to come from that point. So if you could trade long from that point, because if that was the case, then we definitely need to expand this up here further. We should sort of be in line with the other markets as well. So we'll just keep a bit of an eye on that. But but we need to get that to prove that we're going to go past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So a classic trading levels pattern at 123 would confirm that we're going higher and we can extend this out. Okay, alrighty, I'll leave it at that. But just as a general sort of thing, we've got, finishing off, we've got 1, 2, 3 coming up. We'll be looking for 4 and then 5 to come up. That's kind of where the market is at. So that's the timing of it all for stocks. So just give that some thought to whatever stocks you're trading, because you might be trading other stocks as well. And understanding this will be important. So in a bit of a nutshell, we probably, this wave 3 looks a little bit shorter than wave 1, so that means wave 5 is going to be shorter, and it's all about the 4300 here. So because if it finds support on this level, then it'll move up to that level. So we're looking for it to trade above the 4300, but eventually not find support here and be pulled back down. So let's see. Alrighty. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.